Good morning, guys. I'm Cal Evans, Managing Associate of Gresham International, here preparing this video for the cyber team, predominantly the advisory and board members. Purpose of this video is to introduce you guys to the potential of undertaking a public listing on AIM, also talking about some other fringe opportunities that may come along with it. Guys, first of all, some housekeeping. Apologies, I was due to get a video to you a couple of days ago. I've actually recorded this video twice, but we seem to have had some sound issues, and I'm hoping this time the sound issues are going to have gone. Attributing to those sound issues, as you can probably tell, I'm currently working in my office at home, the real benefit of COVID at the moment. Working from home comes with a number of challenges. I hope you can all bear with me and appreciate that. We may have my phone go. If we're really lucky, we may have a cat join us at some point. I've been doing a couple of conference calls, and one or two of the cats have decided to inadvertently become involved. So I apologise profusely in advance if that happens. Unfortunately, it is just the nature of the beast at the moment. What I'm going to talk to you guys today about is I'm going to give you a real 10,000 foot overview of the AIM market. That is the alternative investment market in London. I'm very quickly going to just talk about some of the work that we've done already leading up to this for cyber, and how we kind of got to this point. Look, in terms of background, for those of you who haven't worked with me in the past, we've been working with cyber for probably in excess of 2, maybe 3 years now, and we're proud to have assisted them through both different race styles they had adopted, the ICO initially, and then through to the STO. What a great opportunity this has been for the Gresham team to work with such an awesome company. And for a moment, I just want to pause here and say that the success of cyber has mostly been attributed to their CEO and president, Sean. What a great guy Sean is to work with. I'm sure we can all agree there. His vision, his foresight has got the company to where it is today, and is the reason why we're having this conversation. One of the other, I guess, pieces of housekeeping and background here is, look, if we didn't believe that taking cyber public was either a feasible opportunity or a sensible suggestion, this is something we wouldn't even be entertaining, genuinely. There's a lot of potential problems. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of reputation that goes into taking a company public. If I didn't feel that cyber had that, we wouldn't be doing this. Look, we've been working for the past month or so, probably longer now, on exploring tentative opportunities for cyber. We looked at initially listing within the United States, also known as the OTC Pink, over-the-counter Pink. You may or may not be familiar. There are different stages: OTCQX, OTCQB, OTC Pink. We looked at Pink for cyber. Pink is a great market. It really is. But it does have some issues. It has issues around liquidity, has issues around image, thanks to movies like The Wolf of Wall Street, and doesn't carry with it, excuse my expression, a massive sex appeal. I don't think that's something that cyber really wants to align itself with, a kind of mediocre market. I think cyber wants to put itself out there a little bit more. So when Sean and I began exploring conversations around something a bit more exciting, we then looked at international markets. Being an English lawyer, I instinctively led towards AIM. AIM is a great marketplace. AIM is the alternative investment market. In the United Kingdom, you have the London Stock Exchange, which is the top. It then filters down into AIM, which was created a couple of years ago with the intent of helping smaller companies get listed, raise capital, sell equity, get listed. The London Stock Exchange UK market doesn't have several markets. It just has pretty much those two. London is a great place to do business. It's a great place to do financial business. I'm going to really quickly segue into something that's important for all of you to know. Firstly, we are jurisdictionally agnostic. We have no loyalty, we have no push to sell any kind of jurisdiction to the cyber team. We started off looking at the United States. We've looked at Hong Kong, Singapore, London, Dubai. We've concluded that London is plan A. There's very much opportunities for plan B here. At the minute, I'm going to talk to you about plan A. Pink, OTC Pink, we are going to shelve. We're going to keep shelved. If there's an opportunity or a need to revisit it later, we absolutely will. We've already been looking at and doing footwork on AIM. AIM is the fastest growing market on the planet. Since its inception, it's helped companies raise £13.9 billion. It's probably about $17 billion. It's a great market. It has solid liquidity. It has great companies listed on it. And it's in London. I know there's some questions that have been asked around Brexit. It's an inevitable question. Guys, I've been working with the London Stock Exchange, the Treasury, the Bank of England for the last 16, 18 months, predominantly with crypto-based stuff. London is not going anywhere. Let me just reassure everybody of that right now. Today, the UK government has announced that they are stopping talks with the European Union for a trade agreement. London was there before the EU. London will be there after the EU. He says tongue-in-cheek, it is amazing that now new rules can be set, where you are not tied to unelected bureaucrats in Europe. Personal opinion coming out a little bit there. London is still the home of the biggest insurance companies, the biggest maritime companies. Those companies are not going to up and move to Frankfurt. They are not going to disappear to Antwerp. The world still speaks English. That is not changing. And consequently, the United States, London, in a financial sense, is still where people are going to do business. That is not changing. One of the most important things that we have been doing is looking at how a company gets listed on AIM. Is the purpose of this conversation, this video, the 10,000 foot view that I'm going to give you. Our job is to work for you. Again, we are jurisdiction agnostic. I'm an English lawyer, I'm an international lawyer. We have no preference on that. Being jurisdiction agnostic means that we can talk about the best jurisdiction for you. We've picked London. We've been doing some legwork on it. The market's great. The numbers are good. The confidence is there. It also carries with it the sex appeal. I have to say it, good companies need a good reputable market to list on. When you list on AIM, you need three things. You need a nomad, you need a broker, and you need a regulated advisor. We start with a regulated advisor. If cyber wanted, that could be us. We prefer to use a neutral third party for one reason. We like to be this side of the line. We like to be on your team. We like to be your expert. When we go out and find third-party experts, it means that we can really kick them up the rear end. Excuse the expression. But our loyalty, our job is to protect you. If our job is to do something else, we're focusing on that. Our job is to protect you. And so we have no stake, no tie-up in this when it comes to this element of it. Our job is to find that financial legal advisor, They have to be FCA registered. The second option is to have us do it. We could either do it directly as a company, bump an FCA registration. It's very quickly. It's something we've spoken about in the past many times before. It would not be a problem at all. The other opportunity is to have me come in as in-house, FCA register independently. There's a lot we can do there. But this market has enough professionals in it where I don't feel like it's going to be a problem. There are just options. And I want to make sure that you guys have all of the options. We're then going to move on to the Nomad. The Nomad is probably the most important of all of this. The Nomad will help you list, go through your documents, prepare a lot of stuff. If we compare the Nomad in different financial markets, the SEC, the FCA, FINRA, FinSec, whichever market you're in, usually keeps that look. Now, I guess the FCA keeps an eye on the markets, but actually, in the AIM market, it's the job of the Nomad to really look after you. So we kind of nickname the Nomad as your wife, your husband, whomever. They're your partner in this moving forward. When you pick them, you're with them. They will stay with you through your entire life of being on AIM. Oh my goodness, I hope my screensaver didn't just come up. They'll be with you the entire time of listing on AIM. Again, we could become a nomad. It's something we've explored, but we do genuinely prefer to sit this side of the line, excuse me. What we've done to date is we've already started speaking with nomads, we've already started speaking with brokers, and we've already started investigating into financial legal advisors. There's a huge market out there. Nomads generally specialize. Brokers usually have their own kind of clientele. So we've already begun speaking with them. This is where we can then begin to talk about the listing fees. The average listing fee to get listed on AIM is anything between $150,000 to $300,000 as an approximation. The reason being, typically the companies that work with you take a percentage of your raise amount. They also take a small fee in advance up front. That fee, those fees all depend on a number of things. How many shares you want to issue, how much money you want to raise, how much work they have to do, all of that good stuff. The rate cards that we've seen positioned are phenomenally different. So the way we work is like this, because again, it's important for you to know. You guys greenlight the AIM investigation. You say, we think AIM is the way we want to go. And from today, I want to encourage all of you to research it. We're convinced, we're proposing it, we endorse it. I think Sean is pretty much there with us based on the conversations we've had. Now I want you guys to go and do your own research. Why is that important? Because even if I delivered all of the facts and figures, I would still expect all of you to do your own diligence on it. Your own due diligence on it, excuse me. That's massively important. I can sell it to you, but at the end of the day, our job is to protect you. So the choice has to be yours. It's our recommendation. And we can talk to you about any other market you like. But today we're going to talk about AIM. We're going to focus on AIM and moving forward. So what happens is this. There's a green light to begin the AIM process. There is an initial $10,000 fee, which comes to Gresham. That piece is fixed. We then go away and we start interviewing nomads, brokers, legal professionals. We've already started speaking with some of them because we obviously wanted to understand the market for you. We really started interviewing them, drilling down, speaking with prior clients, checking out how they operate, finding out their fee schedule. A week to 2 weeks after that, we come back to you and we say, this is who we recommend you work with. And this is how much money it's going to cost. And that's when we then take the balance of the funds, estimation between 150 to 300,000, and we organize to get all of them paid. We do whatever work we can to keep those costs down. Our job is to be your support, your legal service provider, your compliance expert to make sure that you are safe. Their job is to ensure that the entire process is done. And then off the back of that, our job is to ensure that it is done properly and safely. We like that division of labor. It works very well. If any of you have ever built a house before, you may or may not be familiar with, you have the house builder will give you their recommendations. Those recommendations will always come back to you and want more money. Always. It's just a fact of building a house. Our job is to stop that. It's to be the gatekeeper. It's to find out how much things are going to cost and work with them and manage it and deal with it and keep you protected and make sure they're doing their job. So we don't have any of these little things that come out. We like that. Again, we like that division of labour. We've done that with LSE, London Stock Exchange listings before. There's an esports company who I'm not sure I'm allowed to give you the name of, but they're an esports company that's listing on the London Stock Exchange in 2 months' time. We've done the same thing with them, specifically with their MD, their president. Our job was to protect their president, was to work with these third parties to make the right decisions, to help, because you have an expert in your corner. That's hugely important. We can do some of this stuff if you want us to. And what we can, we will, to keep costs down. But our job is to really ensure that you're safe. The reason for this ambiguity around fees, and I can only apologize for that in so much as the whole thing is dependent on who you use, how much you want to raise, what your issue is going to be. Again, we will make suggestions on that. We will plan that for you. We do the basic economics. I've already got my number 2, Patrick. He's a finance guy over here in the United States. He's already started running some basic numbers. That's how we got to that $300,000. You'll read different numbers, much different numbers. We will interview them, make sure that they are up to the task. Managing expectations, COVID has slowed things down a little bit. We're saying a week to 2 weeks. That is the forecast. That's where we very much want to keep to. If we come back to you and we make a recommendation, we say use this broker, this nomad, this financial legal expert, we're going to do this portion, this is going to be your fee assessment. You come back and you say, guys, it's too expensive, we don't like it, we've read up on AIM, we've done more digging on AIM, it's just not for us. That's okay. That's why we stay this side of the fence, because we have no loyalty to AIM. We keep you safe on it, and we will cherish it if that's the route you choose, but we have no loyalty to it. So we can then go away, and we can go back to step 1. That doesn't mean another $10,000. It means we're going back to step 1. It's, right, let's go away and look at Singapore. Let's look at Hong Kong. Let's look at Dubai. Let's revisit Pink. We put this over here on the shelf. Let's come back to it. We will then have a better idea around costings, finance, things like that. I am aware that CYBR has a fantastic advisory board, and some of those advisory board members, are former service members, what we call armed forces in the United Kingdom. I myself am former RAF, AAC. I understand 1 or 2 things about being strategic, and that is the message that I really want to convey here. This entire process is designed to be strategic. We don't run into this because we don't want to mess it up. Haste makes waste. That's the philosophy we take. We could sit here and promise you everything under the sun. We say it's going to cost exactly this amount of money. It's going to be done this quick. Anybody that does that in this industry is probably telling you lies, or just at least telling you what you want to hear. That's not my job. It's never been my job. It never will be my job. My job is to give you guys the best information and keep you safe. And part of that is strategy. So we're strategic. When we pick that team, we pick the best team. When we pick the market, we pick the best market. We have that strategy. It's a go-to-market strategy. It's not a go-to-market plan. It's not a go-to-market idea. It's a go-to-market strategy. And that is what we have started developing based on the initial conversations we've had, and we will now continue to develop moving forward. Takeaways from this video. Please go and research AIM. It is at the moment our recommendation. It's a fantastic market. The next steps would be $10,000 to Gresham International. We interview nomads, we prepare the package. We come back and we say, this is how much it will cost. These are the companies we recommend. The balance of the funds would then be sent, the balance being that cost estimate would then be sent to Gresham. We would make sure everything starts and they begin doing their jobs. That's it. Once you have the green light, then you pull the trigger. So think of this as like the scouting, then the op. That's how we operate this. We do that so that there's no mistakes, there's no surprises. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Our job is to be here with you. Please ask Sean as well. Sean has been pivotal in this entire thing. Obviously, he's the MD, he's the CEO, but pivotal in the sense of he gives us fantastic information as soon as we need it. I honestly wish we had 10 more clients like him, but he does. So anything that's being conveyed is being conveyed to us. We are genuinely excited about this. We are up for this. And again, if I didn't think CYBR should be doing it, and I didn't think we should be doing it, and if it was something we didn't do, then I'd say we shouldn't be doing it. But this is what we do. This is our pedigree, helping organizations raise funds, whether it's privately, publicly, semi-privately, new age crypto. This is what we do. And all of the boxes are ticking. We are recommending AIM at this point, and we'd love to continue to move that forward for you. We're looking forward to working with you, genuinely, sincerely, and we're looking forward to this journey. And please reach out with any questions that you may have. Looking forward to it, guys, and thank you.